Welcome to the Fairly Relatable Podcast. You're thinking it, we're talking about it.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back, everyone.
Today's a good one. Today is a fun one because you guys are starting to reply to us in our DMs, and we were given a topic to talk about, and we're excited.
Yeah. And we should first start by saying congratulations to us. We got out last night.
We did. We had sushi.
We had sushi. Our waiter poured himself a shot of your
drank
sake.
Yeah, he decided to drink my sake with me, which
We're not sure how we felt about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure I was into it, but that's okay. I think he wanted to sit at the table with us.
I think he wanted to hang out with us. And I don't blame him.
Even at the end of the meal, he came out and he's like, everyone's just kind of like hanging out inside, and I wanted to be out here. And we were like, well,
And then we just didn't offer it up.
no, it wasn't the vibe of the night.
So he was a little much. Like, it's nice when your waiter's really friendly, right? But it's almost like there's that fine line to where it becomes intrusive and annoying, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm going out, I'm very particular when I get out without my kids.
You particular?
A little bit. So one thing that I don't want to hear when I'm out without my kids is somebody else's kids. I know it doesn't bother some people because they're like, not my kids, not my problem. But I just want a moment without little voices, especially if I'm going to like a nicer restaurant. I just want like a kid-free experience just for an hour.
That's fair. I'm not as much like that. Like, I'm kind of in the
know.
camp of not my kid, not my problem, as long as it's not mine. Because I think my kids' voices hit my little like nervous system a certain way.
For sure.
But
yeah, I mean, it doesn't get to me the same way as like if I had to take care of my kid. But like, no, if I'm out, I prefer to not hear other children, especially if they're whining. But this guy, I would also prefer to not be overstimulated, and his energy was definitely overstimulating.
very. Like, I feel like he's probably an energy vampire if you know him personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, doesn't get the social, not in like just doesn't choose to get the social cues almost.
He didn't last night.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like, literally brought you a big thing of sake that was like filled to the brim, and he commented on it. It was like filled to the brim, and then like puts I wasn't having any, puts two little things down, pours himself one, and like cheerses. It's like, wait, what?
Well, he was like, you can't pour for yourself. So I poured him one. He goes, oh, your cup is not as good. So then he hands it to me and I have to pour it for myself. So I was like, you completely just.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
He was fun.
Whatever.
He was fun.
He was nice, which a nice human is a great thing.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
But yeah, so it's kind of on theme with our topic.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're so glad that you guys are sending us ideas of what you want to hear about. This one's a big one. Simply put, surviving motherhood. Right? We know it's a roller coaster of emotions. We know there's a lot of fun comedic moments, but it can be a challenge to say the least. So we're gonna just
I don't know. I think it's a breeze.
Oh, do you? You have it all figured out?
All figured out. Easy peasy.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of, so one of the things that we've had brought to our attention is that coffee's the MVP. Like,
I mean,
look, you've got your coffee.
Of motherhood, of working, of existing. There's so many things I'm willing to cut out of my life for health reasons, and coffee will never, ever be one of them. The amount of joy it brings me is unparalleled.
I know. Well, I feel like coffee's not a health problem, right?
No, I mean, I don't know why people cut coffee out.
Well, what do people do if they don't drink coffee?
They just don't need it.
But then so they don't wake up tired?
I don't know. How do they go to the bathroom?
What do you mean? Oh,
it stimulates
like
the
potty?
process. Big potty.
Drop us some comments. How do you go big potty if you're not drinking coffee?
I need it. I need coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
I need coffee at about 11:30. I would like one at 3.
Do you have like multiple cups of coffee or just, oh, really?
Oh, all throughout the day.
So, I didn't know that.
What?
How much coffee do you think you drink a day? Like how many cups realistically?
I mean, I think I kind of sip on it. I don't know if I ever get through an entire cup in the morning, or sometimes I go through two. Depends how
Okay.
quickly Big Potty comes.
Mhm.
And then during the day, I'd have at least another.
Okay.
And then now I have this Alani addiction at like 4.
A salami addict? What? A salami addict? Is Ben involved in that or is that just
Oh
you?
my God. It's called it's an energy drink called Alani.
Oh,
They are so good. They taste like melted
wait.
Slurpees.
What happens in the middle of the night with it? I missed something. You said I have a salami addiction or sorry, an Alani addiction
At like 4
in the
p.m.
more. Oh,
Where did you come up with the middle of the
I
night?
don't know. I haven't had enough coffee.
I know.
I
I'm almost done with mine and I'm already sad.
We could we could like do a Postmates and have
I've literally never DoorDash or Postmates. I don't know how to.
we'll do it after this episode.
Okay.
Oh, we do coffee.
And Alani energy drinks at like 4, and at work they're like, "How are you going to sleep without issue?"
Wow.
I mean, I can fall asleep. I
Wait
wake
till
up in the
you're
middle of the night, but I don't think it's because of the energy drink. I think it's because of life.
Wait till you're in menopause
Why?
because the sleep is shit.
I feel like my sleep is shit.
Oh. Well, you're also having an energy drink at 4 p.m.
Well, then let the
Which
sleep
is
be
it?
shit. I need it at 4 p.m. Like I think about it. I'm like, I need 5 more hours of like, I have 5 more hours of go time between work and coming home to my kids. Can't be
Hey,
tired for 5 more hours.
You do whatever you need to do.
Thank you. It just makes me happy. And a cup of coffee just makes me feel a little bit more complete. You know?
I'm with it.
A cup of coffee is definitely an MVP of motherhood.
100%.
I
have a Starbucks addiction.
I know you do.
That's my problem.
Several years ago, I would have said wine's a close runner up, if not equally as important. But with age, that habit's gone away and I don't feel good if I have that glass of wine at the end of the night. So
it's not a thing I do. I don't have wine and go to bed. But I don't really drink during the week at all.
No, I'll just drink socially.
Yeah, to each their own. I used to. I just kind of like lost a taste for it, but I wouldn't feel good having some people can literally come home from or like whatever. It's 6 p.m. They have a glass of wine, making dinner, and then they maybe have like a second glass of wine. They watch TV and go to bed. I would be miserable.
Totally. But
horrible sleep.
Now, but I used to be able to do that and it was so nice. I think my biggest problem was when COVID hit. I mean, we like kept total wines open. We would get these like mass deliveries. We were drinking every single night. Like sometimes we just kill bottles every single night. And so it got to the point where we're like, you know what? We really need to cut back. Well, a little bit of that was a mistake because I really lost my tolerance. I didn't need to be drinking as much, but I should have kept up like the ability to drink like a glass of wine at the end of the night. But I didn't. And I skipped to maybe drinking on the weekends if we're with friends.
Yeah.
And now there will be an off night where I'll pour that glass of wine and I'll take 2 sips and I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't drink it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with that. So thank God for coffee.
Yeah.
Still have that.
There it is. Another one.
Yeah, what else you got?
To survive motherhood. These are all just little hacks. Lowering standards. Perfection is overrated. And then there's sort of this sentiment, if the kids are alive and fed, you've won today.
No.
Oh.
She
begs to differ.
I don't think perfection's the goal, but I think
more than just feeding your child is the goal.
I think so. Unless it's like one of those days or you're sick and everybody's sick but yeah, I think you got to be on.
Well, I think it's
we're shaping human beings here.
Right,
guys.
but I think that idea is more applicable. Do you say applicable or applicable?
Applicable.
Okay. Applicable. I think it's more applicable to like it's sort of like newborn phase. Remember when the moms are like, I'm not doing enough. Moms are freaking out. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing good. And people are like, dude, if the baby's alive,
Okay,
Like
yeah.
you're doing something right.
Yes, I'm definitely referring more towards like my season of parenting right now, which is not
You
newborn
can't
stage.
do the bare minimum.
I cannot do the bare
Well, I guess as a
minimum.
newborn, you're not doing the bare minimum
Like
either.
I took Adam to get his haircut this morning, and as we're leaving, he goes, "Thank you," with his facing the door, like with his back to the guy. And
Rude.
it was, yeah, it was, excuse me, sir. You need to stop. You need to turn around. You need to make some eye contact and say thank you. So, like,
Yeah.
you got to be on. You're creating, like,
Yeah.
little adults. But yes, if you have a newborn, you're in it in a different way. So, yes, alive and fed is good.
Yeah. They're eating and pooping and peeing and crying, and you're doing something right.
That's what they need to be doing. So, you win.
Yeah. But I think it kind of like it lends itself to a bigger conversation about just expectations, like standards, lowering the standards. Like again, this goes back to when I had a newborn, but I don't know, I always had this angsty, like anxious, like I had a lot of postpartum. So
Yeah, I
I'd
was
sit in
gonna
the
say.
rocking chair with Presley and, you know, that's like what you did as a mom with a newborn is you spend a lot of time in a rocking chair, right? And I would be in the rocking chair just crying. And my sister at one point was like, Kara, what is it you're so like, what is it you think? I was like, I just feel like I need to be doing. She was like, what is it you think you need to be doing? And I was like, I don't know, like cleaning bottles or cleaning dishes. She was like, you don't need to do any of that right now. Like this is what you, and it was sort of a reframe. Like that shit does not need to get done right now. Does it make me feel better as a human? Yes. Like psychologically, it feels better to know that the dishes are done, but like, oh, well, they're going to get done. So I think that carries through to the stage that we're both in because we have older kids. Yours are 12 and 10. Mine are basically 8 and 6. Does the house have to be perfectly clean all the time? Like how I grew up, the house was always clean. And I want my house always clean, but I have to challenge that.
Yes, I think why I want the house always clean though isn't because I'm trying to meet some expectation. It just overstimulates the fuck out of me when it's not at this point in my life.
But there's a reason it's overstimulating you. Part of it is
perimenopause.
you have one word. Perimenopause. 5 syllables.
5 syllables. That is why it overstimulates me.
But if you can somehow just in that moment ask yourself, like, I'm not doing this well. So it's not like I'm not here on like my holier than thou thing. But I think we just have to ask ourselves what really matters. Like, what's that meme that floats around where it's like, people aren't going to remember the things you said or did. They're going to remember how they made you made them feel. It's like our kids are going to remember playing and maybe it's messy.
Totally. Their toys or like right now, big board games out because they had friends who were left.
Oh, I hate board games.
That doesn't bother me as much as like dishes and just clutter or their backpacks or their shoes. That's the kind of stuff that really gets me. If they were like doing an activity and it's still out, I'm a little bit better about that because like there's kids that live here. And
I know I have a hard time
with the kids stuff. That makes me happy that I see their stuff, but like the rest of the stuff,
but what if there's like multiple?
We're in my bedroom right now and I'm looking at my bed and it drives me insane. There's shoes, there's a pillow.
I mean, the bed's made.
The bed's made, but that was like a thing. And then the pillow, like.
Okay, but what if there's multiple activities out at once? Like what I'm trying to get Justin on board with is put away that activity before you move on to the next.
Yeah, if my house understood to do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, my kids don't do it, but I think that's really part of it too.
I think
they need
part of it is, yes, you can have a day where you're letting it go and just let it be what it is, but eventually like it has to get picked up. I'm pretty lenient about their bedrooms, and then eventually I'll be like, this is not acceptable. You need to clean. However, we do get our house cleaned. So the day that's happening, it's like everybody pick up your shit. They are not here to organize your shit. They're here to like deep clean the house. So it gives me that like day of the week where my kids have to clean.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it's a very nice luxury that I gave myself because of how much I work.
Yeah.
I just was like, I'm not deep cleaning my house on the weekends.
Right.
So yes, I am very grateful to have that. And the amount of laundry we always constantly have, it's just very
Oh my
helpful.
gosh. I don't think our laundry's ever caught up. But
Never.
again, and it's not even because actually somebody did mention to us one of the kind of the keys of surviving motherhood is embracing the mess, right? That's what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
That's tricky. But going back to lowering standards, I think it has to do with other arenas too. Like, okay, maybe we don't make it to every single one of the kids' birthday party. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like we
Not
don't
our
have
kids.
to, not our kids. Like maybe we don't throw them a birthday party.
Well, maybe we don't throw them one, but if they're having one, we should be there.
Right.
If it's our kid.
Ideally. In theory, we're there. But we don't have to make it to all the things. Or maybe we
But that's like for my kids, though, they want to be at all the things.
right.
So I don't want to
But-
let them down.
I know, but again, it's like how do we
Well, right now, Sydney's at a birthday party, and I offered to do one way and have another mom do another way. And that mom was so nice. She's like, well, I'm going to just stay, so I'll take her. And then I started to feel guilty. And so I said to Sydney, like, do you want me to be one of the mommies that's there too?
Mhm.
And she's like, no, it's fine. So sweet. I didn't go. But I mean, did I check in and make sure she was okay with it? Yeah, because I would have felt horrible if, like, she's like, Mom, how come the other moms were there and you weren't? So I
Mhm.
kind of try to,
Mhm.
I don't know. But when you talk about lowering standards, I mean, don't you think social media has played into moms feeling like all the
100%.
cute pictures of the babies every month and then this and that? And it's like, that stuff's exhausting.
Yeah, and then it's like again, it's breeding grounds for the unfair comparisons.
Totally.
And then like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not recognizing all the positives in your own life. And look, she looks better than me. Her hair's
Mhm.
nicer. She's got better makeup. Her skin's better. Her house is cleaner. They're
Yep.
always on vacation.
Yep.
Her and her husband are always happy in
Her husband's
photos.
so loving.
Right.
Mhm.
She seems like she's always in a good mood. It's like it's not real.
It's not real, but you see it.
You see
So
it, and then
it
it
creates
feels
that
real.
that standard differentiation. It would be amazing to go back through this podcast and look at how many times I can't find the word. Or I say the word wrong.
It'll come at some point.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right, guys, here's the deal. If you like what you hear,
And we know you do.
be sure to like, subscribe,
And write us a review.
that rhymes.